Hi, Reggie.
Thanks for having me,
Thank you
Allison. How
for
you
being at the
doing?
Museum of Graffiti. This is the last day of Art Basel. My feet hurt so
I could
bad
only
that
imagine.
I was so excited to sit in a chair to talk to you. We've known each other for a few years now, but one of our big things at the museum is documenting oral histories and learning about people in our community and culture. And you guys have obviously had an incredible impact on local streetwear, urban wear, fashion, all of that stuff. And obviously, we educate about that here at the museum. And so I didn't want to miss this opportunity to kind of like pick your brain a little bit and find out more about you.
Absolutely. I
And
appreciate it.
so you founded Fly Supply.
Not me exactly. Well, it's a collective of four of us. It's
Okay.
Rick, Garrett, KP, and me and myself. And we basically all came up together. You know, KP and I, we went to high school together. Rick and Garrett, they actually went to high school together. And Rick was really the one that light bulb struck, and he said, you know what, let's there's a void in the streetwear industry, and he came up with the idea, and we, naturally we all worked together in different projects, and we came together and just made it happen.
What year was this?
I want to say I'm horrible. I have short-term and bad,
Short term and long term
long-term
memory
memory. Yeah,
issues.
it's horrible. But I want to say we've been at it for about 12 years. But on paper, about 10. We just celebrated 10 years, a
Oh,
decade in the game. So
wow.
yeah.
And what were you doing before that?
Prior to this, I was actually doing graphic design work, designing websites, and that's kind of how I met my team, KP, and that's actually how we basically came together. They hired me to do the website. I went over there to present the project. I was blown away at their work ethic. I saw what they were doing. It was at the very early stages, and I was kind of burnt out with the industry, designing websites, and just I knew my passion wasn't there anymore. And I looked at the guys, they looked at me, and I was like, yo, I want in. And they were like, let's do it.
That's
And we
awesome.
never turned away after.
Do you like do you remember what the hardest part of getting it off the ground was like in the early days 10 years ago?
I want to say maybe the fear of the unknown, you just have to really go in there and trust the process. You really don't know what you're getting into. We all had decent paying jobs at the time. I believe KP was the one, the first that initially just made the leap of faith and quit his job. Then Garrett and Rick, then myself. I just kind of like strayed away from doing the
I
freelance work and everything
identify with
else.
this so much. It's like you
So
have to
it
just
was
bite the bullet and do
it was
it.
definitely nerve wracking, and we all just jumped in head first and made it happen.
And did you start with like a brick and mortar or did you start online? What was like the initial Fly Supply like setup?
We literally sold hand to hand out the trunk of our cars. And even before I came on, I was actually purchasing shirts, just seeing the guys, out and about after flag football games, like, yo, we got tees for sale. And I just bought like a few on hand. And we just really literally started hand to hand. And then we eventually got a small warehouse, and we eventually outgrew that. And now we're in the process of actually downsizing two warehouses that we own and just taking it to a fulfillment center, and just trying to scale the business to another level.
It's
So
unbelievable.
yeah, we've been lucky.
I don't think
Not
it's
lucky,
luck.
but hard work.
I don't
Hard work,
think
a
it's
lot of hard
luck.
work, definitely hard work.
And you got obviously you're here today because you agreed to collaborate with me and Ket on our new business.
Sure.
I've been known, like as I've been thanking people to like start tearing up because it really takes a community effort. Like, were there any individuals that you can identify that like really went out of their way to like help make this a success for you?
I mean, we all individually had our own OGs. We call it OGs,
Yeah.
the guys that mentor us coming up. I myself, KP and I, we were under the tutelage of Bart and Abner, and they own their own multimedia company, and we saw how they uh, just trusted the system and trusted the process, and put the right. And you always have to build on a good, solid foundation, and that's one thing that I always got from those guys. As far as Rick and KP and Garrett, I'm sure from playing on the same state championship football team together, they understood the importance of teamwork and work ethic and everything else that they started from. You know what I mean? So we all had really good foundations that we built from, and collectively, I think we're unstoppable.
I love that. I
Yeah.
believe that. People ask me sometimes about like the growth of our business and the rapid, like, expansions. And I really attribute it a lot to partnerships. And so,
Absolutely.
like, that's how you and I met, is that we did, like, I think it was even around, like, was it before COVID, after
I think it was a
COVID?
little after COVID. It was on the
It was a rough time
downside.
for
Yeah, it was.
everybody. And,
Everybody
like,
with mandated masks was still going on.
yeah, it was a rough time. And,
Yeah.
like, so, we as two local businesses came together and did something for Christmas, and did like a Christmas sweater. And,
Yeah.
I really chalk partnerships up to a big portion of my success. So I want to say thank you for always being open and picking
For
up the
sure.
calls picking up the phone when I call.
And literally walking over here, every time I come here, I see the growth, and I'm like, damn, this is so dope. From the
Thank
first
you.
time we came over here and did our little pop up in that corner there, every time I come here and I look around, I'm like, man, you guys are constantly expanding. You're buying up the block, literally.
I want to.
know what
It's
I
like the
mean?
game of Monopoly.
I see.
It's literally like Monopoly. I want to, first you build the greenhouses, and then you get the red hotels.
Yep, then the railroads and everything else. And
You try and
own
stay
the
out
whole
of jail.
For sure.
Stay out of jail. So really quickly, speaking on collabs, I know that you kind of have your hands a little bit, or had your hands, you tell me, in Sniper Gang
Yeah.
with Kodak. And I just am a little interested in because, as you see what we're doing here, and, I'm relying on you for advice, kind of building multiple brands at one time. So we had the Museum of Graffiti, we have the Wynwood Art Gallery, now we have the Art of Hip Hop. Like, can you talk a little bit about the birth of Sniper Gang, how you got involved in that, and how you work to kind of distinguish Fly Supply from Sniper Gang, or rather have them like help each other?
Well, initially, this actually started off with something that was really heartfelt from KP originally. He came up with the idea, and Kodak at the time was facing a lot of adversity, a lot of unjust with the judicial system at the time. And this was a few years ago, and we started a movement called with one T-shirt called the Free Kodak T-shirt, and it went viral before viral was even a word. You know what I mean? And everybody wore it. I mean, every single celebrity wore it. It was on every single publication, from Complex Magazine to the Art of Hip Hop. Not Art of Hip Hop, but all hiphop.com.
Yeah.
And just a lot of the major players were gravitating towards this shirt and this movement. And when he eventually got his freedom, we decided to, I think he was still incarcerated. And we saw how that one T-shirt turned into a major movement. So we decided to just turn it into a clothing line, and then it just took off. And we created Sniper Gang Apparel, which basically means just aiming for your success. You know what I mean? You create your own luck. And we took it to another level.
Was that in an official partnership with Kodak?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a partnership with them.
And does that remain today? Are you guys still working on Sniper Gang as much as you are Fly Supply? And how do you get those brands kind of like separate and together? Like, how does it work? School me on this, because this is what I'm doing right now.
No, for the most part, when it comes to Fly Supply and Sniper Gang Apparel, Kodak's line, we kind of keep it separately, just so, it's even though it's under the same umbrella and it's also the same similar demographic, we just tend to like separate our brand from his, just so, each has their own individual shine. You know what I mean? We don't really want to like leverage ourselves or piggyback off anybody's movement, you know what I mean? Or motion, for lack of a better word. So we for the most part, we keep it separate, but we have done collabs with jackets, Fly Supply in collaboration with Sniper Gang Apparel, even though we're the ones designing it.
Right.
It's just a play on words, and just letting the public know that we are hands-on with this, but not so much putting it out there, you know what I mean? Because we're big on, you just said the key word, partnerships.
Right.
And a lot of the collabs that we've done, from with Ocho Cinco to Udonis Haslam to Lamar Jackson to whoever, you name it, they've all been, even with you know what I mean? It's been partnerships.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just knowing somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
Sure.
And we go by this thing called family over money, and also partnerships over competition. It just
Sure.
makes more sense. Everybody eats.
No, of course. And, like, I just hear you say that, and, that's like what I had called you about. I'm like, let's do something cool together. I got to have you guys in here. You guys have been like holding it down in the urban fashion space and creating hip hop wear. And so what the Art of Hip Hop is doing is celebrating the visual identity of hip hop. And that includes the fashion designers. And so, it was really important. You know, everybody's always focused on the DJs, the MCs, the rappers, everybody, and so we that whole space is really intended just to like flip the script
Gotcha.
and really focus on the people that are creating a visual identity of hip hop, the photographers, the videographers, the album cover artists, the logo designers, the fashion designers, graffiti artists. And so if you tour that space, that's what it's about. And so I was like, I can't do this without highlighting and having you guys involved in opening weekend, because that's, you know, what you're in this community and been here. You've been here, maybe not, you know, operating as an entrepreneur much longer than I have. And so, I guess I have 2 questions left. One, do you ever make clothes for women?
That's like been the number one. Well, the number 2 most asked question about us. The number 1 is how do 4 guys from Miami stick together this long? Because it's very, very rare.
No, I know you guys, and that's why I wouldn't even ask that question, because I know the 4 of you. So
yeah, we're all chill, we're down to earth, and we're on the same page for the most part.
And all fill different kind of roles, like
Absolutely,
you know,
yeah.
all check different boxes.
Yeah, we don't really step on each other's toes. But as far as women, we're working on that. You know,
I want to get involved.
Pieces.
I'm volunteering. If I can ever, like, you know, ever get into one of these like jam session brainstorming sessions where I can like ever like, because like I feel like there's a huge void for women's streetwear. Like, look at me today. Like,
you're always fresh.
I only want streetwear, but I have to like look in like 75 different places to try and get like 3 pieces to put together for an outfit. And so I'm waiting.
Okay. Now, you know what? We have this thing called Mastermind Mondays where we meet as a team on new rollout plans and just strategic marketing or whatever it is. So
let me get a pitch. Like, give me a Mastermind Monday, and I'll come with my PowerPoint presentation.
Let's do it.
I'll prep the demographics on women in streetwear. I'll do my research. I'll come correct.
I know you're serious. I'm gonna even ask you if you're serious.
No, I'm dead serious. So give me till like January though. I need a nap.
I hear you.
I need a nap and a foot massage, and then after that, I'm gonna work on seeing if we can get some feminine energy up in Fly Supply.
First quarter 2024.
Yeah, Q1, and so see what we can do there. And I guess like that was my last question is like, we didn't even get to the fact like all your other projects like candles and other stuff, but what I know that we have people who need us, so what is just really quickly like the future in terms of short term or long term? Like, is there anything on the horizon that you want to tell us about or leak to us or talk about, any projects you have coming up?
For sure. I know one thing for sure is we're big on expanding our portfolio. You never want to put all your eggs in one basket. So I call myself a serial entrepreneur. It's a sexy word, but I really have my hands in a lot of different things because, you know, I believe in multiple streams of revenue. And that creates the fastest generational wealth as far as real estate. So I have my foot in real estate. I have a couple investment properties. My wife and I, we have a candle line called Bordeaux Home. And as far as the future of Fly Supply, we're actually expanding into a giving game. You know, we have this FSC Academy that's getting ready to launch. And now, in the last decade plus of just grinding and hustling, we're teaching people how to not just hustle your way to the top. Now you can actually have a strategic plan and vision on how to do this, and we've packaged it. And
I think I need to go to the academy.
No, we both rub off each other, so we can pick each other's brain, but we're definitely launching that really, really soon at the top of 2024, so I'm excited about that project.
Yeah, because we keep running to the top, and I'm like, once I feel like I got there, and I'm like, I got to keep running.
Yeah,
there's no top. I don't feel like I get there, so I'm still, you know, just trying to figure out how, I think on my end, like setting goals and having long-term vision and not trying to like get caught up in the day-to-day where you don't like plan for the future. And so I think that's definitely what's on the tap for me for 2024 is you know, mapping out the future. So
absolutely, I think that's for everybody.
And Fly Supply's in my future. You know, we got to get we'll get another collab going, or I'll come knock on your door with some women's concepts and get the team to maybe open their minds to it. And if not, that's cool. If not, it's cool. Like, you know, like how many women's clothing brands are there that don't do anything for men? So by no means am I saying anything other than I want more Fly Supply in my life.
Gotcha.
That's the only angle I have. It's completely selfish.
It's definitely a void, and I'm definitely interested in entertaining that and going into that and seeing how it works.
Amazing. Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I know
I
I sprung
appreciate
this
it.
on you at the last minute, so
No,
thank
no,
you,
we're
thank
good.
you. I really appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right.
No, that was fun.